and we're gonna, let's see now. Yo, Chappers.
Yeah, buddy.
What's happening?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Obviously, we've been talking for like 10 minutes before this started filming, so we're doing what I love is that you do the pretend hello thing.
Exactly, yeah.
when you start recording. Hello, everybody.
What's going on, man?
Here's to the coffee stay-at-home dad crew.
Good. Oh, man. I should get me a cup, but yeah. So, how's life there, man?
Yeah, I love it. I was saying to you previously, but I'll use it again because I think it's an amusing anecdote. I think you could get bored of perfect weather, delicious food, beautiful people, but it will take me a long time. So there's a nice forest just outside my flat. I've been going for walks with my kids and hunting for mushrooms and not that kind of mushroom.
Well, okay. I was going to ask, what kind of mushrooms are those?
No. I'm not into that kind of thing. Leaves and rocks and twigs and stuff, and just having a bit of a nature, breathe some fresh air, get some nature in your lungs kind of vibe. And it's just, I've been having a good time, to be honest with you.
That's good.
So, but I'm excited to talk to you, man. I know we talk on the regs, but we don't get the chance often to talk on the regular in front of a camera that's being recorded and then send it to people. So
exactly, yeah. And that was like my idea that just came up to me like literally like 4 or 5 days ago. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ask some of my friends, to do this and basically just call them up and record the conversation and just shoot the shit and just talk whatever.
You should do it, but don't tell them. That would be really funny. Just record them, but don't tell them they're being recorded. Put it up. That'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody will get pissed off. You think?
No. You should do it with Jen Marjura, because you know what Jen's like. She'll not stop talking for hours about sushi or about anything, because she's a chat machine, and then she'll be completely fine that you recorded the whole thing.
That's a good idea. I will do that to Jen. So, but maybe she will see this video first. But
Hey, Jen.
So look, man, I have been thinking about a couple of things here. Well, first of all, for the people know that we're friends and we've been friends for a long time, but we go way back. I think probably 15 years at least.
Shall I tell them why?
Go ahead.
Okay, so not a lot of people know this, but actually Gus is my son. And he's 15 years old.
Exactly.
So I used to be an
ridiculous.
I used to be an ESP guitars artist. I was with ESP when I was in an outfit called Eternal Descent with my friend Lexi Leon. So I went to, as an ESP guitars artist, we went to the artist meals, and you were an ESP artist at the time.
Yeah.
And so we were hanging out with Makoto and Alan Steelgrave.
Correct.
And it was you and Bob Caciones, and we were shooting the shit and having rubbish fast food stuff. And I remember thinking, man, this guy's really funny. You have this thing where when you laugh, it's a full laugh. It's not like a little bit of laugh. You don't seem to have half a laugh in you.
It gets people's attention for sure. They're like, whoa.
Yeah. And then you were involved in the Eternal Descent comic books.
Right.
And so we did like an interview and we came to see you live, and we just kind of stayed in touch, huh?
Yes, we did. Yeah, that's exactly how it started. And I think, throughout the years, since then we've met, we kind of like, went our own paths. We did our thing. And then the next time I met you was it must have been Andertons, and you were just starting out with Chapman Guitars.
Oh,
and we were there to do like a product demo or hangout for my amp. And,
yes.
And we were just basically sitting there just playing it. I think that video is online. It's.
But I had the audacity to ask you to jam Black Sabbath with me.
I think we played some Yngwie stuff.
We did Yngwie, but we also did Paranoid.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. and that's when I was like, so what have you been up to? And you're like, dude, I started making my own guitars. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I think I played one of your very first models that you were putting out like that.
ML1, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember like, wow, that's a good guitar. Cool.
Thanks, man.
Good luck with it. And then like fast forward like a few years and like, boom, man. That's like one of the
It
biggest
escalates.
things. Yeah, and you know what, you and I think, you know, like you showed the way for kind of like a new kind of what's the word, like a for a new business model, if you like, where, you know, the musician kind of, or the artist, takes more control in his hands, you know, takes back the control, and like you're in charge of like the, you know, you make the guitars, not yourself like there with a, you know, you know, like putting the frets on the guitar per se, but like, you know, you're in charge of everything, like from the production, from the conception to production to, you know, retail and all that. And you were like, I mean, I don't know if I'm correct with this, but I think you were like the first guy that kind of went this way and did this on an independent level, you know. So
yeah, I think I mean, I fell into it purely by chance. I'm not clever like that. I'm a complete idiot. But I stumbled into it because originally the first Chapman was a signature guitar offered to me by a company called, well, Gould through Barnes and Mullins.
Okay.
And I think the one thing that we got right as a company was that, because I love chatting to people about guitars, I love people basically. We collaborated on the designs with the public and kept doing it through social media. And you know, believe it or not, when you collaborate with people, you end up making a guitar that people want because they've asked you for it. So rather than us just going, hey, here's the thing, buy it, we made things collaboratively with our following.
But that's a smart thing to do. That's a very smart thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
I do the exact opposite way. Like, why do I like stuff that probably nobody will like? So, so then I just make it. And
I mean, I have to say that I get to do a little bit of that as well, because one of the incredible perks of owning a guitar company is that I can make myself a guitar. So when I make myself a guitar, I just design whatever I want. So the ML3 RC was really my first sort of signature Chapman after the original ML1. And then after that, I have been involved in designs like the Ghost Fret was kind of entirely me, really. And then I'm now working on, and this is an exclusive for you, Gus.
All right.
I'm now working on a hardtail V, because I absolutely love Vs. So I'm going to make a beautiful hardtail V guitar, and I'm super excited about that.
I want to try that one out when it comes out.
I'll give you one,
dude.
You can just have one
here on camera.
You can always have a guitar or a pedal from me. It's never an issue, man.
I know.
But yeah, no, Chapman has been it's been a hell of a ride. It's I keep, as you get older, time seems to go faster. So it's like it's escalated, like all of a sudden. It's you know, I mean, for the first 8 years, the whole operation was just a handshake between me and Lee. A lot of people think that Andertons own Chapman. Andertons don't own any of Chapman, but Lee Anderton and I are 50-50 owners of Chapman Guitars.
Right. So he's your
just
partner,
a handshake between friends. Yeah, that was it. And now it's an official limited business, and yeah, going for it. So
it's great. It's an incredible success story, and I love stories like that. And I have to say that you know, stories like that inspire me to just become better, you know, and to come up with new ideas, you know, like this is like reinventing the business model. That's what I love. And every time I talk to you, it feels like whoa, like there's so much info coming right out of your mouth. Like I'm like, wow, this guy's like, he's a thinking machine. And you probably don't even think that's just who you are and how you are. You just spit out all these ideas that are great.
I'm really good at talking shit.
No, man, look, I mean, whatever. But I think that's, to me, it's very inspiring. And one of those great conversations that we had was, I want to say 3 years ago when I came up.
I remember that conversation very well. Yeah. So I'll tell the story because it's fun. So Gus, he gave me a call and he said, "Hey, Chappers, I'm coming to be in England. I wonder if we could hang up and get some coffee and chill together." And I'm like, "Absolutely, let's shoot the shit and hang out." I took him to a small cafe in Brighton, England. It's beautiful, and it's called the Cherry Tree.
You drank some weird stuff there. What was it?
Well, it was just beautiful Lebanese Arabic food, like hummus and salads.
No. Like it was you had like some drink that was like green.
I had a turmeric cappuccino. Oh,
There
the
you go.
green juice.
I don't know. It was like a green coffee type of thing. I'm like, what?
So I had a juice and I had a turmeric latte, which is just turmeric and oat milk. It was really good for
Oh,
getting rid of inflammation. But anyway, Gus was talking about he wanted to do a pickup, and I said, Gus, why don't you just make your own pickup brand? You don't need to do a pickup with an existing brand. You're Gus G. You know, you have people that follow you and have done for years and years, and you really know what you like the sound of. You don't need to go to a brand and say, hey, I'd like to make a pickup with you. You can do it yourself. And I remember you were like, can I? I said, yeah. I know, 3 or 4 companies that will manufacture a pickup for you, really high quality. And so I gave you a couple of keys to the Lamborghini.
Yes.
And you went off.
Yeah.
And what I love is that you did exactly what I said and it worked.
Yeah, you're right. That was exactly the story.
I'm proud.
No, man. And thanks for that. That was like one of the most, like, I don't know, like it was one of those moments where you have like an epiphany in life. You're like, whoa, like the light bulb goes up, like, wow, okay. Now this is the idea. This is the way to go. Like I knew there was like no, how sometimes you have conversations with people and you're like, yeah, but maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There was none of that. It was like, he's right. This is the way to go about it. So like
well,
right there and then.
A little bit easier. It was a bit easy. Sorry if I talk over. I think there's a very slight lag. So it feels like you stopped, but then you probably haven't. And then I just talk. Okay. So, but yeah, I think it was a bit easier for me to give you that inspiration and sort of positive energy because I had done it.
Yeah.
So I had manufactured pickups. I had manufactured guitars. I knew the companies that could do it to a high standard and would be able to do it. It would take them a long time, but I knew that you would be very happy with the factory that made them because they work for me as well, for Chapman as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad because that factory is run by musicians. That makes a massive difference. And it is so rare that you find a manufacturing company that is owned by musicians. I can't even tell you.
You're right.
Yeah. And your pickups sound sick, mate. Really good.
Thanks, man. I was watching that video where you did like that blind test and they gave you a bunch of guitars and I didn't know that was coming up and then it was like, oh, here's one of my new models. And you couldn't figure out what guitar was that. No. Because you're used to, seeing me with these weird shapes, but that was like my San Dimas, my Strat style guitar. And you were like, just that, and that was like legit, blind test. You're like, absolutely. What is this pickup? You were like, I have not heard that before, and I love it.
I hadn't, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
No,
anyways,
that was really good. I mean, if I had written it as a script, it couldn't have been better because I literally had no idea what it was, but knew it was brilliant. And so that you couldn't have a better appraisal, to be honest with you. And for the people that have often said that those blindfolded videos are set up or a false narrative. They're absolutely not. If I do this, I can't. You could be my mum for all I know. It's I can't see anything at all.
Eat your food and drink your what is it? That weird lattes that you're drinking.
Yeah. No, I have a really bad prescription, really high astigmatism. So everything's blurred, really blurred, and it's a problem live, to be honest with you. But anyway, yeah, I really like your pickups, and I'm proud that you managed to do it. Thanks, and I think more power to you. And the more that musicians, like yourself, like Ola Englund, the more that people in our peer reach out and start owning their own brands, I think the more product will be focused around the real musician.
Nobody could have said it better than you. Thank you. And and I'm gonna continue now with all our hangouts, all our epic hangouts and coffee we've been having, because last year I came up to your place again because it was on my way. We were playing some shows in England with Firewind, and I had a day off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go see Chappers and hang out, and we were gonna make this video like a Q&A video for your channel.
Yeah.
And like, we started talking about bands and all those things. And then all of a sudden, like this idea came up like, dude, we should maybe do something, someday. And, that's something sort of like last summer, evolved into a new project basically. And I mean, obviously, for the people that don't know, you've been involved in many projects. People know you from Dorje. People know you from playing the blues as well, Clockwork Wolf and Company, right? So you do all kinds of things. You put out a great album with Monkey Lord, which I loved.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you.
That was cool. That was some really cool ambient stuff, instrumental. So you are able to write in totally different styles, and not many people can do that, I can tell you. And you know, I know you were burning for like a metal project.
Yeah.
And originally,
well, the thing is,
okay.
I probably like you, when I cut my teeth on the guitar, I was absolutely obsessed with Metallica, Megadeth, Sepultura, Testament, you know, and then the classics like UFO, Black Sabbath, a little bit of Maiden. There was this band called Firewind who were really cool. There were all sorts of, and when I write music, I feel, I don't sit down to write, it just happens. And I feel it is my brain processing anger or sadness and or existential crisis. And generally, if I'm angry about something and my brain is trying to come to terms with it, I write, you know, kind of heavy progressive stuff. If I'm processing sadness, it tends to come out a lot more blues. And if I'm really thinking about life's deep problems and are we all just infinite waves of wisdom floating through the galaxy, then it tends to come out a little bit more kind of Monkey Lord instrument,
yeah.
ambient stuff. And Dorje had been on a hiatus for many years. We decided to manufacture children, so I made one of each, a girl and a boy. Drummer made one of each as well. Yeah, thank you. That's why I have aged so much. And
you're a proper dad. You have the proper dad beard and all now.
Oh yeah, mate, I had it trimmed. This is it. Look how neat it is right now.
That looks good.
Yeah. It shouldn't be this neat.
I can't grow a beard like that.
No, Dave and Rabia focused a bit on Tosca, and Dave became the head designer for Chapman Guitars. He's brilliant.
Cool.
And Rabia had lots of other stuff going on. So we just put Dorje on a back burner, and I focused on Clockwork Wolf and Company and Monkey Lord, but I kept writing heavy-assed riffs, and it was sat burning a hole in my riff pocket. And I have one in particular that I'm going to play, which is called Poseidon. And I sent, basically when I met you and we talked about doing something, because we'd known each other for so long, liked the same kind of music and never really done anything. Yeah. One of the first riffs I played you was Poseidon, which goes like. Deep down, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, I'm using the only guitar I have in my house, which is an 8-gauge strung PRS that I'm teaching my wife to play guitar on. So this is normally tuned all the way down. Well, this track is tuned right down, but today I'm playing it tuned right up. So
what do you tune there? So, oh, okay, you tune like a drop D.
Yeah, it's just not E drop D. It's not. I don't know. It's like Ingve. Okay. It's so floppy. Look, check this out. It's mad. But I played you that riff.
Sounds good.
You were like, this is good.
That riff stood out from the start, I think. And that was definitely like something we could work on. I think we've been collaborating. We've been sending back and forth each other like riffs like that for a while.
Yeah. And then you wrote one.
Yeah.
Called Infinitum.
Infinitum or Infinitum or whatever it's called. It was just like a working title that I guess you made lyrics out of that. So it was like, what was it like? So that kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
I even though I mean this is like in 7/8, I guess, or something, but I don't know how the hell I came up with it. I think it came from a drum beat and I just started jamming like this kind of monotone type of thing. And because I write riffs all the time, you know, and like this was a riff that I really loved, but I just didn't see it fitting in a Firewind record. Like just what we do with Firewind is totally different. It's metal, but it's different, not like this, you know, and not so down.
Right.
And
well, I kind of felt the same way about the stuff that I'd written, because it would sit in Dorje, but it would have been a removal from where we were. And Dorje already has an album written for the stuff that we need to put down at some point. This is a lot more legit metal. It reminds me of stuff that would have come from early 90s, late 80s. And especially when what's
you know
really
what I'm
cool
realizing now? Go ahead. I've just realized something, but go ahead, finish your sentence.
Right.
I'll tell you.
What I wish everyone could have this experience of, because we're friends, you're Gus to me. But there is this thing that happens when I send you a rhythm track and I go, oh, could you put a solo over this bit? And then you send me back this fucking thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in a project with Gus G. It is absolutely insane, this stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I could play a lot of what you're playing, but not the way you're playing it. There's no way. It is so.
It doesn't matter because you play the way you play, and you know we're all in our thing, and that's the beauty of it. You know, you're like basically uniting our own styles into this and molding into something new. And I just realized, man, like you just said something like, okay, because Dorje, like it's more on the prog side, at least to my ears. Like Dorje is progressive metal, right? I mean, and Firewind is like straightforward or like melodic, heavy power music, you know, like it's meat and potatoes, you know, and very European sounding. So it's like I put my prog riff here on the table for the new project, and then you coming from the prog world, you're like, I wanted something more like simple metal. So it's like you going like into that direction and me going into that direction. I guess we're kind of like meeting halfway.
You're right. Absolutely. And and what got me really excited is that I think we both thought it would work and it would be okay. But when we started to record and track things down and make demos, we were like, oh, this is way better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, you need to have good music, but the vocals also make the difference. And I think your vocal style really, really fit on top of these heavy, more like down-tuned songs. You know, singing with that kind of bluesy, almost kind of like a raspy type voice, and but still melodic, you know. So it reminds me of a lot of things, but you know what I mean? Like it takes, I like when I hear different influences in something, not just like one thing, you know. And
I remember sorry, if you can hear like a really high pitched da-da, it's my 1.5-year-old who's complaining that she's in the bath.
Oh, I can't hear it. So.
I remember you saying, dude, you sound a bit like Zach when you sing. And I was like, do I? That's cool. Like, I used to sing along to Destruction Overdrive and then the early Zach stuff when he was in Pride and Glory, which was my favorite all-time Zach stuff. And I think I sound like 10% Doug Pinnick from King's X.
I was just going to say.
Well, thank you. Mike Dawes told me I sound almost exactly like him on one of these tracks. Let's listen to it. And I thought that's really cool because I love me some King's X. But it's a bit like King's X, Zach Wilde kind of hollering. And it's enjoyable. Well,
we have just, I'm sure people are listening to this right now and thinking, well, they've been talking about it. When are they going to put something out? So I mean, we've written the material, like not for a full album, but for almost like we're getting an EP done. But we haven't recorded everything just yet because obviously we're so busy with many things, both of us. You know, family stuff, other projects, music,
Yeah, in fact, we had to have
running guitar companies.
Yeah, we had to have a label meeting to work out how we can fit it in between everything. That's the hard problem. We don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to cannibalize any Firewind with stuff that we're doing, or Clockwork with what we're doing. So, but we'll get there. We'll make it work.
I think that's one thing also during this. We're obviously living through a pandemic right now, and obviously there won't be. I personally do not see any shows coming up. I don't know about how you feel about it, but I definitely don't see myself going out on the road for at least another year, maybe even 2 years. Who knows, really? Because every day we hear so many different scenarios and virus mutations and all that. It definitely doesn't make me want to go out there and call booking agents to book tours. That probably are not going to happen.
No.
So
I mean, I am booked to play a festival in June, the middle of June in England.
Yeah.
So who knows? Let's see what happens, But they're dead certain it's going to go ahead. But what we haven't done? We haven't told them what this project is called.
Yes, I'm going to do it now. What is it called, Chappers?
It's called Criterion.
That's an excellent name, and it's Greek.
That's right.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I love it. We still haven't decided on a logo either. We need to make a logo.
Yeah, we do. We need to make something cool, but we'll get there. I mean, it's probably the least important part of everything. The most important part will be the auto tune on my vocals and all that kind of thing. Any kind of I need Devon Townsend delay and reverb layering is what I need, and then it'll all work out. Yeah, but actually, we just need Devon Townsend. That's what we need.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're doing well on our own. No disrespect to Devon, but I think it's gonna be cool, man. I'm really excited about this. I'm sure this year we're gonna find a window to put out some cool stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Are we going to tell them about the bassist and the drummer?
Yeah, why not?
Let's it's Gus. on the demos, it's just Gus. But
but I mean that's just demos, drum programming, like everybody does,
Yeah, but we've got a guy called Chris Hardwick laying down drums in the studio for us at the moment. Chris is an amazing, phenomenal drummer. You might know him from Clockwork, Wolf and Company. And so he's putting down the recorded drums, but we don't have any other band members. It's just you and me, isn't it? So at the moment, it's a duo type thing. And
we're
if
like
it ever came along, then who knows? But
we're like the Pet Shop Boys of heavy metal right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Who knows? Maybe one day we get a proper bass player, but until then, I'll be happy to lay down.
Who would be the most inappropriate bassist and drummer combo to work with us?
Inappropriate?
The most inappropriate, completely wrong. I reckon it would be Flea and Portnoy.
That would be actually a sick rhythm section.
It would be pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That actually Miniman and Flea. That would be sick. Okay. Could you imagine that? We'd have to step up our rhythm chops for that.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I don't know what we would need to either get educated in funk and jazz and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's never gonna happen, Gus.
No, let's stick to metal. It's kind of easier.
Yeah.
And more fun.
1, 2.
Exactly.
Is that a new guitar?
This one, that's like I've had it for a couple of years. That's the latest model we put out.
I was hoping that you would just from underneath, like, just go yes and pull out your new. The next you've got a new guitar.
Well, I don't know if that's the latest one. I call it. It came out last year, so it's we did this Star guitar, and I mean this is like going back to the discussion. These are the pickups that this is the first one that came out after our meeting and all those things. So man, I'm grateful for that, and I want to thank you for all the help that you provided for my pickup company and all that, and I enjoy every conversation we have and every hangout. It's like I said, I keep my antennas up and I'm listening, always, because there's always interesting stuff. But I've always been a guy that had an interest in those things, more like the business aspect of it, not only just the musical. Like I was always interested, like what is a publishing deal? What is a record deal? What does it mean? Like how do you make this? How do you manufacture? Where does this go and who gets what? So I was always interested in that. So yeah.
You know what else I think really works about us in a project is that I find you very grounding. You are very sensible. Your feet are on the floor. You take cautious steps, and you are sensible. And I am head in the clouds, crazy nutcase ideas guy. So together we kind of balance out yin and yang, which works really well. And
that's the name thing of the EP, Yin and Yang.
Right, balance thing, yin and yang. The other thing, I don't know whether people realize this, but if you buy pickups from Gus, they're from his house pretty much. He will get them out of his sock drawer and then wipe them off, probably sign them, and then put them in a bag and post them to you.
Yes, actually, that's what's happening. Yeah. Some of them have a little bit of cat piss on it, but before we send it out. Dude, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for coming on here. And say hi to the family. Give my love to everybody.
I will do. They're in a bath, so I'll wait.
Yeah. And we'll be in touch anyways for more riff making.
Yes, that's a good idea. I'll send you this. I'm actually going to... Wait. I wrote a riff for us. I'm going to play it to you. Ready?
Sick.
It's good, huh?
We're using that. Absolutely.
All right.
That was the first right here.
See you. Yeah.
Take it easy, Chapman.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right.